Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the TISSOA webinar, Shared Services and IT Outsourcing in the Asian Market. Today, we'll be focusing on the Indonesian technology ecosystem. Also, I would like to remind that this webinar will be in English. This will allow that all the participants from Indonesia or any other part of the world will understand all the contents that are going to be presented today. And please, at the bottom of Zoom, you will find an option called Show Captions that will allow you to have access to the legends of all the speakers today. Thank you for assisting to this webinar. I'm delighted to serve as your host today and moderator in these sessions that we'll have today, that we are going to explore the opportunities for Portuguese companies within Singapore's technology ecosystem. I believe in the audience, we'll have a lot of Portuguese companies that aim and have the ambition to internationalize their companies and conquer new markets, especially Indonesia. I would like to have a special thanks to AAPI for the organization of the webinar, also for Miguel Corais of CH Group to coordinate it too, and our strong panel of speakers, Miguel, Brimarosa, and Fanky, that I'll introduce you later. We'll start today following the agenda. So we'll have the opening session that will be held by Paulo, Paulo Lopes, that it's the president of the board of AAPI, the association that supports the internationalization in Portugal, that also promotes the business development and organizing events like this today to disseminate and attract investments in international markets. Paulo, the stage, the sound, and the audience is yours, please.
Thank you so much, Luis. Thank you for all are here to be with us during this webinar. Thank you to all speakers, Luis, Miguel, Primoreza, and Funky. Thank you so much to join us. AAPI have one idea. It's very important to diversify the markets, and Asia could be a great market, a great area to invest in this moment. We know there are some conflicts, some problems in other parts of the world in this moment. Europe is not so good. The United States have some doubts in this moment, and I think companies should look for other parts of the world. In Asia could be a very, very good answer for this world in change. So this is a first step. Nobody will decide I go to Indonesia or not just with this webinar, but this webinar could be a start, a first step to have this idea and maybe put Indonesia in your internationalization plan for the next year. We are in the end of 2005, so it's a great time opportunity to start thinking what we will do next year, what we will do in the future for our internationalization. And Asia and Indonesia today could be a good opportunity. So thank you all. I will pass the word to our guests, our speakers today, with information about the markets, with information about how is the business in Indonesia, and I hope it's that quick it make you put Indonesia in Asia area in your plan for the next year. Thank you so much, all. I hope you enjoy our webinar today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Paulo, for your words and your insightful inputs in your opening session. For what I learned from the speakers before this webinar today is that Indonesia is really a connected and young population and an emerging country with a lot of opportunities, either with technology hubs and also supporting strong digitalization policies. And there are a lot of investments around areas like cloud, AI, fintech, edtech, and also cybersecurity. I will try to do a small brief about myself. So I'm Luis. I will be your moderator and host. I'm responsible for global sales and partnerships and alliances at TechSkill. That it's one of the biggest technology companies here in Portugal. We provide services in consulting, talent outsourcing services. We work a little bit from Portugal to the world. We have offices in Portugal and Spain, and we work with nearshore and offshore models, providing services for digital transformation and also development of digital solutions. We are part of Aztec Group, that it's a leading French technology group with more than 10,000 employees and also global operations in 4 continents. And we have a presence, strategic presence in markets like Singapore, Malaysia, Hong Kong, Philippines, Vietnam, and also China. I will introduce the panel of speakers today. Following the agenda, we'll have next, the first speaker will be Miguel Corais, that it's Director of Internationalization of CH Group. Then we'll have Brimoreza Droro as representing Indonesian Portugal Chamber of Commerce. And last but not least, Frankie Christian is the Secretary General of Apticnas, the Indonesian ICT Business Association, that it's one of the largest technological associations in the country. After the speakers, we'll have a short debate. We are open and we'll have some questions and answers. And also, before ending the webinar, you will have a small inquiry in your screen that we kindly ask you and invite you to fulfill. So let's move now to Miguel Corais, as I said before, Director of Internationalization at CH Group, a recognized Portuguese consultancy company with more than 330 awards. He's also coordinator of TISSOA project and is focused on market development, strategic partnerships, and also collaborative innovation. Miguel is going to present you an in-depth overview of the vibrant Indonesian market. Miguel, please step ahead.
Okay, good morning for all. Good afternoon for Frankie and for everyone in Indonesia. And I'm Miguel Corais, as Luis mentioned, and it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you very much, API, to invite me. And okay, today what I will talk about, and the idea is to show what the Portuguese companies and Portuguese entrepreneurs can find in the Indonesia market report, and also to analyze opportunities for Portuguese companies. And I think the motive to be here and motive to TISSOA is because Asia is the digital engine of the world. And TISSOA is the bridge that connects Portugal to that future. Oh, I don't know why, but we will start it. Sorry, because okay. I will again. I don't know why, but I have a technical problem with the presentation.
There it is, Miguel. Yeah, you can proceed.
Yes, but I think okay. It's okay. It's okay. Okay. Our section will follow 4 main blocks: why Asia and why TISSOA, Indonesia's demographic and digital reality, the technology and shared service landscape, and finally, the opportunities, challenge, and practical recommendation for Portuguese IT companies. And why Asia and TISSOA? As I said, Asia becomes the world's digital engine. Within TISSOA, we analyze 7 key Asian markets: India, Singapore, Indonesia, Malaysia, Philippines, China, and Hong Kong, which are shaping the global future of the technology, outsourcing, and shared service. TISSOA was created to build a strategic bridge between Portugal and these ecosystems, providing Portuguese companies with market intelligence, access to innovation hubs, potential partnerships, and clear uh, sustainable entry models. Indonesia, it's the big market, as mentioned, and you can see that it is the largest economy in Asia and a G20 member, and its digital economy is projected to exceed $104 billion, growing in 2025 above 15%. And this creates a massive young and digital hungry market. And Indonesia has four main technology hubs: Jakarta, main center of innovation and tech business; Bandung, strength in information technology and software; Surabaya, where industry meets technology; and Batam, with a strategic free trade tech zone next to um, Singapore. These hubs reflect a country undergoing fast digital transformation driven by e-commerce, fintech, logistic tech, cloud, and AI. Indonesia ecosystem is vibrant. For example, some numbers: 2,400 active startups, and the country has become a test for digital innovation in Southeast Asia. We can find the major multinational companies already operate in the country. We can see in the screen many of them, and this validates the market's potentially, and also in terms, for example, in the global capability centers. In Indonesia do not yet match the scale of India or Philippines, but they are expanding steadily. Jakarta and Batam are emerging as strategic destination linked to global operations. Indonesia presents strong, and I think this is important for the Portuguese IT companies. Indonesia presents strong opportunities in fintech and digital payments, retail technology and omni-channel commerce, logistic techs and last mile optimization, AI and analytics, cybersecurity, Industry 4.0, and Internet of Things. These sectors are scaling rapidly and demand robust technology solution. Also, the market in terms of specialized talent face a shortage of specialists in advanced technology, create opportunities for foreign providers with technical expertise. And I think in these topics, there are some of opportunities for the Portuguese IT companies. In terms of the market demand is particularly strong. In terms of advanced cloud service, cybersecurity, RPA and intelligent automation, QA and testing, AI applied to logistics, e-commerce, and retail. And I can say that these areas are aligned with Portugal strengths. While Indonesia has several local integrators, and you can find in the market research report some of them, many have limited technical depth in high complexity solution. Startups are dynamic but often face scalability constraints, and this creates a clear technological gaps where Portuguese companies can add significant value. Of course, when we are thinking to entry in some markets, we have to pay attention. We have to pay attention we have to pay attention in this kind of requirements, and is essential for the market entries. And also, it is important for the Portuguese companies to understand and also pass barriers and challenge. the language and cultural difference, regulatory complexity, less predictable business environment, strong competition in low-cost segment, technical and certification requirements. I will say that I can say that Indonesia is high potential, but it requires preparation and a stage approach, of course. And then I think this is one of the topic that for audience will interested because the strongest entry points for Portuguese companies include specialized quality and audit and testing, cybersecurity and remote COC service, RPA and intelligent automation, cloud migration and governance, and of course, DevOps. I will recommend and in terms of the entry models for Portuguese companies entering the Indonesia markets, a partnership with the local integrators, soft landing programs in tech hubs, making strategic joint ventures, direct export of specialized service is the last one. More difficult, I will say. In terms of the critical success factors in Indonesia depends on, of course, in cultural and relational adaptation, a credible local partner or local presence, international certification, proven delivery capabilities, continuous engagement with hubs and institutions. I will say that these key success factors, it's similar in what kind of markets we want to entry. And finally, the Indonesia market shows significant potential and robust growth, positioning itself as a promising market for shared service and IT outsourcing. Indonesia is a massive and young and fast-growing digital market with genuine demand for advanced capabilities and critical technical gaps where Portugal can excel. I encourage you to explore the full market report and use the TISSOA project as a platform to access opportunities across Asia. All of the partnership and the institutional and association that are presenting here, I think it could be a good start and a good tool. And what we are doing is to bridge the market, to bridge the Portuguese ecosystems and the different Asia ecosystem, and in particular Indonesia. And thank you very much. And of course, I'm available for questions.
Thank you so much, Miguel. So quite impressive information that you shared. Very important. I took some notes and I'm sure that all the information that you shared, it has a flavor of a growing market and also a modernization path that it's being held by Indonesian companies. Topics like DevOps, AI, automation, cybersecurity, migration to cloud. It's quite impressive information and opportunities in the market. I also invite all the audience to have access to these precious and valuable insights from Miguel that is going to be available on TISSOA webpage. You will find this information there and also from the previous webinars focused on other Asian markets. So now I am going to invite Brimoreza Droro that is representing the Indonesian Portugal Chamber of Commerce today. Brimoreza will bring powerful tools that are available for Portuguese companies that expect to expand their businesses to Indonesian vibrant technology ecosystem. And I'm sure that you'll take a lot of value from this presentation that Brimoreza is going to start now. Brimoreza, please, it's a pleasure to have you with us today.
Okay, I believe you guys can see my screen right now.
Yeah, perfect.
So thank you so much, Luis, for the introduction. So before going to Indonesia, I do have two tools that is actually very good for all these Portuguese companies before you're expanding to Indonesia. But before that, for those of you who have been to Indonesia, of course, you know already what Indonesia looks like. But for those of you who have not been there, so I give you some quick information about Indonesia. Of course, Miguel already told you about what is Indonesia, but I'm going to share a bit more what is Indonesia is about. So basically, Indonesia is it's the largest archipelagic state within in Southeast Asian nation. So we are consisting of 17,000 islands. So imagine that if you are actually expanding your business in terms of IT there, yes, Indonesia, for some specific regions, when it's actually coming from the capital or the big cities, maybe the IT is already happening there, but for some specific areas, it's not there yet. So it's actually still a good potential for all the Portuguese companies. And then Indonesia itself, we are actually consisting of 300 million people in terms of populations, where 60% of them are young people. And then, of course, we are actually the world for most populous country in the world. So as you can imagine, like you have the base of the consumer there. And then, yes, Indonesian language is actually Bahasa Indonesia. Well, we do have some similarity of the language in Indonesian and Portuguese, but not a lot. But yeah, there's some, maybe so you will know. And then even though the Indonesian language is the official language in Indonesia, but we do have 3,000 dialects, which is coming from a specific regions. So specific provinces, they're coming with their own specific languages. So then, but then, if you say like, oh, maybe then I have to learn Indonesia or not, well, in English is actually the third language people spoke there. So especially in the big cities, you don't need to worry that people actually can speak English also there. And then Indonesia now is we are the member and the founding father of the ASEAN. So ASEAN is the Association Southeast Asian Nation, consisting of now 11 countries within Southeast Asia. So once you already enter Indonesia, and it's easy for you to actually expanding to another countries within the ASEAN itself. We are also part of the G20 member state, and also now we are part of the BRICS, which is the Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, and Indonesia already part of the BRICS clubs or the community. So what's going to happen in Indonesia in 2030? In 2030, Indonesia can expected to be the seventh largest economy in the world. Then we're going to create 130 million plus more consuming classes. Then we are expecting to have 71% of the population in cities producing 86% of the GDP. And then we have the $1.8 trillion market opportunity in consumer services, digitalizations, including the IT itself, education, renewable energy, manufacturing, retail, and trade. With the new presidency right now, the new presidents and the vice presidents, they have their own national medium-term development plans. And then as you can see on the screen, one of the goal, what they want is to enhance human capital development and advancing science and technology. So I can say that now is actually the right time for all the Portuguese companies. If you want to expand your business in Indonesia, Indonesia itself, we're actually ready, and we're actually hoping to expand or like to advancing our technology in a sense. So now, these are the tools. So this first of the tool that I would like to share to you is actually from the Câmara de Comercio e Indústria Indonesia Portugal. So this CCIP, it's who are we? So we are actually been established since 2012 in Portugal. So the aim of this organization, this independent organization, is that we want to is to strategic interface between Indonesia and Portugal in terms of economies, and we would like to boost cooperation and business opportunities in both countries. So currently, CCIP, we have members from Portugal and Indonesia also, and we have business activities in both countries, and they're actually working together. So if you become the member of the CCIP, these are the services that we actually can provide for you. So we can provide you with the support of the market entry. You will know about the how you expand your business in Indonesia. You can find the partner there. You can get the information of the market, the legal information, the corporate services, tax services, and anything like that. And of course, we also will give you the advice, the excellent advices, like how you before you come to Indonesia. Because, for example, let's say you go to the capital. Yes, maybe everything will be informative. It's very easy to access. It's easy to go there. But if you, let's say, expanding to more like rural areas, then we actually can provide you the excellent advices, how you actually can implement your system there. And of course, the last not but least is the networking. The networking itself, we have plenty of collaboration and cooperation with other companies and other institutions. So definitely for networking, you don't need to worry that we can give you the networks, the best networks for you to expand your business in Indonesia. So again, when you become the member of the CCIP, these are the benefits that you can get. Of course, you can get access to the local market. It's very easy for you because we can provide you all this information, and also because you part of our member, you do have a good credibility because we have good collaboration with the embassies in Indonesia and in Portugal. So, and also the Chamber of Commerce in Indonesian government. So then your companies can be its credibility, you know. And then, of course, the networking and marketing. So we can provide you or like to guide you and to help you how you can promote your business in Indonesia. So because maybe there will be a differentiation of the culture itself between Portugal and Indonesia, and then they will tell you like, okay, in order to put your products here, so you have to do this and this. So something like that. So these are the members from Portugal companies. They're already part of our member, as you can see there. These are the members from Indonesia. Also, then this one, if you want to connect with us, I do recommend you to screenshot so you can follow our LinkedIn and you can email us if you're interested to join with the CCIP. And you also can have a contact number there. It's a WhatsApp number, so it's a direct person. So yeah, I do need help. So I mean, you can do a screenshot. Then the other tool that I want to share with you is Southeast Asia IP SME Help Desk. So what is Southeast Asia IP SME Help Desk? So this is an intellectual property advices for your business. This is funded by European Commissions. So European Commission would like to give the best service for the whole European SMEs to guide you to understand about the intellectual property within specific regions. So not only Southeast Asia that we do have in Latin America, we have in European itself, we have in Africa, we have in India, we do have in China, and also in Southeast Asia. So what is this IP help desk itself? So we are actually helping the small, medium enterprise companies within the European Union and also in SMP, which is a single market program, which are the Norway, Liechtenstein, Montenegro, and those of the SMP within the European Union itself. Then we're going to give you an awareness about, oh, how do you understand about the intellectual property, especially like in patents, copyrights, all those IP part that we can give you the free service. So it's a free of cost. You don't need to pay anything. So you don't need to go to your lawyer and cost more money, but you can come to us. We give you all this information for free. So the services that we can give it to you, we do have this inquiry helpline. So you can talk to us. We can have a one-to-one consultation with you. I will share it with you after this. But yes, we do have inquiry helpline. So you can ask anything that you want to know about the intellectual properties before you enter the market. We do also have the website and newsletter, so you can get a new information on updates, what we have done, and then some study cases that you actually can learn from. We do also have training, workshop, and live webinars that you can attend to, so to get more understanding about the IP itself, and you also can learn from some case studies because sometimes we present specific case studies, so then you can learn from the expert. We do also have the IP business tools, and also we do have publications. So this is what I said. This is very, very good. It's very, and sorry, I recommend you to do a screenshot about this. So we have a free consultation. So you can book one-to-one consultation with our IP business advisor. So he's the expert of the intellectual property. His name is Benoit. So if you have any related or any questions about the intellectual property, you can just talk to him and then you can address all the questions that you want. Again, I want to share with you like why IP is very important before you enter the market. The thing is that imagine you have your brand, you have your logo, your products, your system. Then you enter the market. If your products, your brand is very appealing, it's very interesting, some people may see like, oh my God, it's very good. I want to copycat. So in order to protect your brand, your products, your system, that's why you need to come to intellectual property. You need to protect your brand and all the stuff. So I will recommend you to do a book a one-to-one consultation for you to understand better about the IP itself. So yes, so you can connect with us about the IP. Go to our Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube to understand more about the intellectual property in Indonesia and in Southeast Asia. That's it for me. Luz, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Primoreza. So quite important information that you shared. It's very interesting that I take also some notes that the Indonesia and Portugal Chamber of Commerce, it's in Portugal for more than 12 years. So it's really a good entry door and bridge to help the Portuguese companies to support their market entry, also to create networking, promote their businesses. And thank you for remind also that the companies that are planning to expand to Indonesia never forget the protection of the brand. And thank you for all the contacts that you shared. I believe that the audience had took some screenshots to have direct contacts, and also for all of the information that I do believe that it's this type of information that will accelerate this planning to enter in the Indonesian market. Thank you so much. So we'll continue with the agenda now. We'll have now the Frankie Christian, the Secretary General of APTICNAS, the Indonesian ICT Business Association. As I said before, it's one of the largest technological associations in the country. It's bringing together more than 30 regional delegations and more than 2,000 companies. Apticas is at the center of the country's digital transformation. It's leading collaboration with associations that are leading fields like artificial intelligence, cloud computing, system integrators, and also digital leaders. Frank is going to give us the pleasure to have inside information about current trends in the ICT sector, a lot of promising areas, some of the needs that are open in the technology field for companies and Indonesian government, and also help a little bit how foreign companies and Portuguese companies can position themselves in the Indonesian ecosystem. Thank you so much. Please step ahead. The stage is yours.
Yes, thank you, Luis. Bon dia. Good morning in
Bom
Portuguese
dia.
time. Good afternoon. Selamat sore. Thanks for the invitations to speak in this TISSOA webinar. It is a honor for APTICNAS or Indonesia ICT Business Association to share and connect with all of you, especially support from the EAPI. Thanks, Paulo, for this. Again, special thanks to Miguel Horais, reached me and talk about how to work together between Indonesia and Portugal companies. And we always happy to support, to help you all to understand about the Indonesia market, the opportunities and the challenges. Yeah, similar to Pak Primoreza Doro. And I'm happy that we have a person like Pak Primoreza that can also involve, interact, and bridge us between two countries. Yeah. Both of you make my presentation life much easier because no need to explain more detail about Indonesia. It's already shared, yeah, before in the slides. So I will come to my slide first. Let me share. Okay, my slides talking about how to grow the market, your market in Indonesia. Let me have a short brief introduction about myself. I'm the founder of the Daya Cipta Mandiri Group companies. We currently have 4 companies. In Apiknas, or Indonesia ICT Business Association, I'm the National Secretary General. In other associations such as Indonesia Artificial Intelligence Society, I'm the Industry Collaboration Director, and also some other associations. And the latest is we just formed this year is a new association for game and content digital, yeah, in Indonesia. So talking about the Apiknas, Apiknas actually is not a new association. We established actually in 1991, so almost 34 years ago. And but in 2017 we changed, we transformed into the new association named Apiknas. So our chairman is Mr. Sugiarto Santoso, or Pak Hoki. I'm as a Secretary General, and the treasurer is Pak Andri Subondo. So Apiknas currently has 31 regional offices or branches in 31 cities in Indonesia, with 2,000 members from Aceh to Papua. So our members profile from principal, distributors, dealers, system integrator, the software developer, the IoT, cybersecurity. Now some of the cybersecurity companies also join our association, blockchain, robotic, and also some ICT consultant. So talking about the Apiknas, we have 5 focuses related to the digital transformation in Indonesia. Number 1 is digital talent. If you notice, this is one of our government strategy to focus on the building the digital talent. Second is about the cybersecurity. I think there are some Portuguese good software and good product related to the cybersecurity also try to enter the Indonesia market. Third is a smart city for the industry 4.0 and our all members in the marketplace program. Yeah, Indonesia is a growing country. We put our focus and we think that how we can increase Indonesia to become the digital economy country, yeah, in 2030. There are some strategy. You can see here the key metrics that we want to increase our competitive rank. We have infrastructure projects ongoing. If you notice, Indonesia also competing on many data centers project with the regional countries like Malaysia. We have a similar strategy related to the data center. But as you know, Indonesia is a big market, so mostly the good opportunity if you can also have a local data center here. Next, about the connectivity in terms of the internet, we want to increase the internet speed. That's why last 2 weeks ago we just announced the new strategy using the fixed wireless access to reach the many places in Indonesia, because you know Indonesia have 17,000 islands, even the small area, and we have many challenges because so many blind spots in many areas. So we want to increase our internet penetration in the next 5 years. And also you can see there are some push, yeah, in government that we more focus now how we support for the research. That's why in some ministry that related to the education, we want to change the strategy from teaching university becoming the research university. So this is to increase our global innovation index. In the human capital, you can see also there are very small professionals in ICT compared to the workforce that we have in Indonesia. So this is a challenge also, because currently I think we need around 9 million digital talents, yeah, every year. Related to the funding and investment, also related to this, our government now have some strategy, including they're providing the funding and investment more on the ICT things. For example, if you notice and watching the news, the Indonesia government now delivering the interactive flat panels or the smart board into 286,000 schools. Yeah, this is a large investment but this is our way to make sure that all the school, even the government school and the private school, get the same result on digital transformation. So another also related to the business climate and cybersecurity. This is also our main focus. If you notice, we just have the PDP, just like the GDPR in Europe, 2022, yeah, but just and start using in 2024, October. So this is one of the strategy that we have to support, yeah, in digital economy, including the policy and the regulation. There are some changes in the policy and regulation because we want to make much easier. People can come to Indonesia, they can open the business in Indonesia, and you can have it in one portal. We call it the OSS portal. Yeah. Aptignas have a national program. We call it the Aptignas Smart Nation. This is our way to helping the members and also the partners like you to join our force. Related to the foundation, we have a digital leadership and digital talent program. Using this program, we helping many people to understand how they can use the digital, yeah, in many sectors. And we believe these 6 pillars, digital city, or people can call it smart city, the cloud computing, artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, blockchain, and hardware, is become our way, our pillars to achieve the smart nation. And you can see that Indonesia, even we don't have the big industry in related to the electronics or the computers, because I think similar to other countries, most of them also imported from Taiwan and China. But we believe that we can increase the number of this manufacture in this sector. Why? Because our government have what we call the regulation of the local content. So for some manufacturer, big manufacturer, they need to have a local manufacturer established in Indonesia. They have the local content. Now, recently, because of the global competition with the US and China, our government changed the local content regulation only 25%. It means very easy for you to open the business in Indonesia, set up the factory here, and bring all the items from outside. As long as you can reach the number of the local content regulation is 25% currently now. They will using this to help many investors to come to Indonesia. And in a consumer electronic market, because Indonesia has a big market, big population, 286 now, 80. So this is the number, and the revenue is also big. So there are some players in consumer electronic because they directly selling to the market using B2C way. But the approach is almost the same. They need to have a local company or the local partner or the local factory if they want to have a good market in Indonesia. And the revenue of the consumer electronic market also growing for year to year. Yeah, you can see these numbers until 2029. Next, related to the investment, you can see here that this is the graphic from the Ministry of Industry. In Indonesia, we classify the industry of the computers, electronics, and optics into one business category. Yeah. So the graphic number 1 showing the investment of the electronics in electronic industry. The next is, which is currently now, I think the government don't have the numbers correctly, because not easy to detect the number of the industry of software and content. But the number actually is, I think, is bigger than this. Yeah. That's why now our government trying to filter and to get the data, from the association, also from the transaction on how big is the industry software and content. But we believe that this is one of the thing that also quite big in Indonesia. And this is showing the electronics and how much the traction between the export and import from Indonesia related to the electronic industry. And when we talking about what is the growth key drivers that helping Indonesia market grow, I think number one is related to the demand drivers, because mostly now the one that still on the good numbers on the market now is related to the mobile devices. Second, I think some of the people, they're thinking how they can have a better quality and immersive experience. That's why some of the software or the hardware related to the immersive entertainment also growing. Next is some product to meet the individual's personal and professional computing needs. This is including the laptop, desktop, tablets. If you notice during the pandemic, Indonesia even there's some strange growth. In many countries, the growth of the tablet market is not good. But Indonesia is a good market. Why? Because the government at the time asked all the school must have the tablet in place. Next is related to the high quality and photography. This is also increasing. That's why I see some import items such as drones from the Europe and other country near to the East Europe. So this is market. Next is the gaming equipment. Many people love to game in Indonesia. The gaming equipment also increase. That's for the electronic market. How about the appliance? The appliance also the same, because we have a big market in Indonesia, and the number of increasing for year to year is also quite good. Even in the not good the economy global, but I think Indonesia the demand of the appliance is still growing time to time. And if you notice also that in Indonesia we have a good market penetration of the e-commerce. Many e-commerce players. We have the local e-commerce like Tokopedia, but we also have some other players like Shopee, also entering Indonesia market, and they also becoming a good e-commerce platform in Indonesia. And during the pandemic, the government also changing the way they buy the items. All the items must through the government portals, or we call it the LKPP. So in major appliance, there are some players. Normally, the players is they have the facility or the factory in Indonesia, but the small appliance, which is very easy to import from many other country, is easy to enter to Indonesia market as long as the price is reasonable. Mostly the Indonesia people easy to buy these things through the e-commerce. The electronic market also showing the same. The GDP growth and the target year to year is also increasing. And the funny thing is, mostly now they buy this item through the e-commerce. Even they have stores in many malls in Indonesia, many places, but normally they prefer to see it on the mall, to see it on the store, but then they buy it online because so many discounts and everything they got from the e-commerce platform. In electronic market, the computing devices also growing. That's why in some brand, they quite easy to enter the Indonesia market. But Indonesia is a very brand sensitive country. It means you need to build the brand in Indonesia. And I believe you need help some like from Bimoreso services to enter Indonesia market, but also to build the brand in Indonesia. How you prepare yourself? Number one, if this the item that the physical item or product, you need to have what we call the import license company. It can be the local company, establish the local company. You can also work with the local company. You must follow the government regulation because many items have many different percentage of tax and everything. As I mentioned, Indonesia is very sensitive on branding. That's why you need a local partner for branding, building the brand in Indonesia. It takes some time, but it's not easy. But if you have good market penetration on branding way, more easy to get the Indonesia market. Next, there are some items, the physical items, if you import, if you export it to Indonesia, you need to follow what we call the Indonesia National Standard. This is related to the electronics items. There are some mandatory SNI, and there are also, you can have the non-mandatory, depends on the physical products that you enter. The local content regulation vary, but now we are waiting for the release. But now the local content regulation is only 25%. Mostly the local content regulation currently only for the government project. If you enter the government project, you must follow the local content regulation. Other for the private sector, for the public, no need to follow the local content regulation. How about the regulation related? There are some items need to have import approval. These around 78 items, including electronics and everything. And there are also some items need to be checked by the surveyor or the what we call it the surveyor report. So there are some other agency, they will check your items when import to Indonesia. This is some of the regulation that relate to the market for the physical item. How about the software and everything or the service? Currently, we don't have clearly defined on for the import software as long as Indonesia and government and Indonesia and Portuguese have the withholding tax regulation. Yeah, I check around 10% or something. So we must follow that rule. When we import item from Portugal, Indonesia company, they will pay 90% to the local tax government and the 10% they will report to you. Yeah, so this is help in order to follow the withholding tax regulation. So in electronic imports or other things, the physical things, you need to have the technical recommendation from the Ministry of Industry. You can have there are some services also here in Indonesia. You must also to fulfill some information on the portal. We have the OSS portal. So this is what we call the commitment. And also you need to register in the Ministry of Industry portal called SINAS. And you must also fill in some information like industry data and the corporate report, yeah, every year. So this is some of the things that I can share. You can also reach us in this social media or through the WhatsApp. This is WhatsApp number that I can also access. Yeah, this is the presentation that I can share. I will pass back again to Lois.
Thank you so much, Frankie, for your presentation. A lot of, I would say, field information, and it's very interesting because I understood there is a lot of variables that are converging to attract the interest of companies. Because as you said, ICT investment is growing, a lot of consumption growing trends too, not only for electronics applications, but also a population that has appetite for things like mobile phones, smartphones, gaming, entertainment. So there is really a vibrant opportunities there. And of course, as Brimoreza said, it's a 300 million population and 135 consuming buyers in that market. Of course, the regulations, as you mentioned, is also something that the companies must be aware of. So thank you so much for your inputs, Frankie. And of course, also you have a landscape of 31 branches around the country. So a lot of possibilities to connect regionally the companies that wish to enter in the Indonesian market. Thank you so much. Now, we are going to move to the debate and questions and answers. I prepared some small questions that I wish that they will recap some of the key information that all the speakers presented today. We also have a question from the audience. I also invite the audience while we are entering this debate. If there is additional questions from the audience, please, you can use the questions and answers from Zoom. I will start for the first question from the audience, that it's going directly to Brimoreza Druro. It's a question that, Brimoreza, you presented the IPSME help desk. The question from the audience is, does IPSME serve all the countries within its jurisdiction or just one?
Right. Thank you. Thank you for the questions from Jamila. So the thing is that the IP itself, as I can already say, that we provide in Southeast Asia, which is within the whole country. Right now, Southeast Asia used to be 10 countries. Now they're adding one more, which is Timor-Leste, to the Southeast Asia, part of the Southeast Asia. We do already have the experts for the whole 10 countries. For Timor-Leste, it's still in progress. They just joined to the association. And then not only in Southeast Asia, as what I said before, we do have in Latin America, all the countries in the south of the American continent. We also have the continent in Africa. We do also have in the European itself. And we also have experts in India and in China. So those are the things that the experts that we can provide.
Thank you so much, Brimoreza, for answering this question. We have a question that I will direct to Frankie, that it's related to shared services. One is, what is the level of qualification of the current workforce in Indonesia to support operations in IT with shared services?
What do you mean the chat services?
Well, the question is, I think the interest from the audience is, what are the level of qualification of the workforce in Indonesia to support IT operations, basically? And it basically is that the question.
Yeah. So I think in the Indonesia workforce, you can easily find the person that can support. But the challenge mostly, I think, number one is the language, the communications, the communication. I mean, if you're talking about the specific your language, I think not many. But English, I think most of the young person just graduated from the computer universities related industry. I think they can able to speak English. The next thing is I think the specific skill. There are some specific skill. I think depends on what you need. But you can check also there have should be there they have certification related. That also you need to check whether this person have that certification or not. For example, if you are the cybersecurity company, that at least you must check whether they have a cybersecurity related skill to help you. That's the thing in Indonesia. You can easily find this person in many big city, but in small city, I think it's more challenging. In big city, I think the qualification is quite easy to get. Mostly in Indonesia, they use job portal. from, for example, like SIG or JobsDB or JobStreet, whatever. But also there's a government portal that they can also providing the service. In some area, we also supporting to provide this person to the company that want to enter the Indonesia market, because in some activity we also have activity like job fair or the job talent development with even with the government to support. The last month we have a collaboration with a country like Korea, so they're providing the training for 2 months, working closely with the government, and after that this 60% hand to us in the industry whether they can shop as a internship or as employee. That's one of the ways.
Thank you, thank you for your answer. I had one question for Miguel. Miguel, you presented a lot of in-depth information from your report and analysis. And the question is, what do you think Portuguese companies that aim to expand to Indonesia should take in consideration when planning that market entry? Miguel, you mute. You can turn the sound now. Yeah, please.
Luis,
thank
can
you,
you
Miguel.
repeat your question? Because
The question is you present a lot of in-depth information in your report about the opportunities of the market. The question is, how do you see that Portuguese companies can position themselves in the Indonesian market when they are making a plan to enter in that market? What are the key drivers that they should take in consideration, please?
Okay. I think the Portuguese companies can position themselves in the Indonesia markets by combining like high-value technical specialization with also a strategic geographic role that Indonesia increasingly needs. First, I think Portugal is not competing on scale or low-cost delivery, because these areas dominate by regional markets. Instead, our strength lies in deep expertise in segments where Indonesia still face significant capability gaps, such as I mentioned before, quality assurance and software testing, cybersecurity, API and intelligent automation, cloud migration and hybrid architectures, DevOps and global system integration, and also AI applies to logistics, retail, and customer experience. Second, and I think this I think it's a good opportunity and also a competitive advantage from the Portuguese companies, is that we can bring something uniquely valuable to Indonesia. The ability to operate within what in the market calls follow the sun delivery model. And because Portuguese is positioned between Asia and Americas, and we can complement Indonesia teams by providing European time coverage and also ensuring 24-hour development cycles, continuous monitoring, and also around the clock service delivery. This makes Portuguese provides ideal near Europe partners for Indonesia and I will say Asian companies that serve Europe clients or global operation. And in third reason or further, Portugal also is recognized for its European and Western level compliance culture, especially in cybersecurity, GDPR, data governance, quality standards, and the certification. And for Indonesia companies working with European markets, this becomes a major competitive advantage. And finally, Portuguese talents bring strong multi-language capabilities, including English, Spanish, French, Portuguese, and even some German. This is particularly valuable for Indonesia and Asian service providers supporting European markets or expanding their client base in international. In summary, I think Portuguese companies should position themselves not as a volume players, but as a specialized European partners offering high-end expertise. Okay, and I think this is what I think.
Thank you so much, Miguel. It's a very valuable insight. I will take one of your last suggestions based on talent. There is a question from the audience asking, and I will leave this open to the speakers today that aim to answer, probably Brimores or Frank, I would say that are more open to answer to this question, is there was identified a shortage of talent, as also Miguel said, that it's an area of interest and possible penetration in the Indonesian market. How do you see that the Portuguese companies that provide these services of outsourcing with talent could enter in the market of Indonesia? I will leave this open to Primores or Frankie, one of you, if you wish to answer.
Pak Frankie mungkin bisa jawab, Pak. Karena lebih relevan.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Primores.
yeah. Yo, I think about the IT outsourcing, or some. I think there are some good product or solution from Portugal, right? For example, like what I know, like for example, the no code, low code, like out system, for example.
Okay.
Yeah. Other also like some product. They already have a partner here in Indonesia, yeah. But there are some work that need to be worked not by the local, but also possible from the Portugal itself, yeah, remotely, yeah. So I think there are some way that there's a possibility that you can also have the IT outsourcing, but not all, because sometimes in Indonesia, for example, if you are serving the financial industry, you need to be there because you cannot do that remotely. Yeah. But in some other area, you can have a person on site, which is the local person, but some of the work can be still supported remotely from your country, for example, like that. So this is the way that we support. There are some members that have the service like this. They're providing the service, but some of the team, for example, the developers, the cybersecurity team, the SOC team, it can be from remote as long as the customer also notice this service is also supported by the remote service. Yeah, that's also possible.
Thank you, Frankie. So good to know. I think you answered for the possibility for remote. Primores will have further information, please.
Robert, I just want to add more information. Thank you, Pak Frankie. So the thing is that what I can say right now, based that has been living here in Portugal, Portugal has the best system of the technologies in terms of health. So that's actually the things that Indonesia itself is still not that. We have some technology there, but then it's not that very spread it the whole islands. So we can see the gaps there. So maybe in Portugal, when you have technology in terms of health, for example, you can implement in hospitals, you can implement your like a health system, like the application or anything in Indonesia. So that's what I can say. And based again with the consumer base, we have 300 million people there that actually can use your application or your system or your service, and actually can help both countries. So that's what I can say.
Thank you so much, Primores, for providing this important information. I don't have further questions. I have one that possibly can open a bridge also to AAPI. This is going to Frankie. One of the questions that I have is, does Apticnas already have a Portuguese company as a member or not?
Okay, yeah. Number one is because we call it the Indonesia ICT Business Association. It means that the one that can be our member currently only the company that have the legality, legally registered in Indonesia. That's why some other country, if they believe that they can open the office in Indonesia, they can easily register their company in Indonesia, yeah. And then after that, they can apply as our member, yeah.
Okay, very important. Thank you. So this is an open opportunity that the companies that aim to, in their plan to expand to
Luis,
Indonesia, if they open office.
I can complement the approach
Please.
of the Frankie and
Please, Miguel.
also to ask Frankie, because also I think for Portuguese IT companies that want to do some kind of market entry or some prospection, I'm asking to Frankie if you are available also to be like the first connection, or like because the idea of this project is to make a business bridge, and I think Apkinas can be a key cooperation partners for individual companies that want to enter in market, and of course it is in the first stage of market entry to make some prospection, and then of course maybe they need to make an operation in Indonesia. But the idea is you are open to be the first contact and to help these Portuguese companies to enter in the Indonesian market.
Yeah. Apiknas and our members also open, very open, warm hand to help you all if you want to enter the Indonesian market. You just reach me on the email or the WhatsApp, whatever, and then I can get back to the members who want to listen or know more detail about the product and solution. Yeah, but some of the, yeah, for example, other association or other country, they also have some way that they can set up the B2B meetings together, something like that, and also some arrangement. For example, next week we will have Korean companies come and they set up the venue, something like that. So we are very open to support if you want to enter and meet our members.
Okay.
Thank you, Frankie. Thank you so
There
much.
are other information. I think it also helps for the audience. In this project, we will in September organize like a TISSOA summit, and it will organize like a brokerage event. We are counting also with the Apkinas to help us, and I think these online brokerage events also can be a big opportunity for the IT companies to start make some individual connections and search some partners, and also some institutional that can help to enter the market. And also it will be an opportunity for Portuguese companies present their strengths to the market. Okay.
Thank you so much, Miguel. We don't have further questions. I think we have surpassed a little bit the time we had for the agenda. That's good. That's because we had a lot of topics that we had to cover. This is just an opening door for the companies that wish to have access to API and all of the speakers that represent important associations that can accelerate this journey to expand and enter in the Indonesian market. A special thank you to everyone. We'll have now an inquiry that is going to be shared on your screen. We kindly ask you to fulfill. It's very important for us to have information that allow us to improve and also collect your level of satisfaction around these webinars. Special thanks to all of the participants in this meeting. We had a lot of information that could be digested and also to be also consulted in the webinar in the TISSOA web page. There will be a next also that you are invited to assist webinar that is going to be and occur in December 11th. That will be dedicated to the Hong Kong market. Special thanks to all the speakers, the participants. We hope this session helped you to understand the opportunities in the Asian market, and especially Indonesia. please stay tuned with the upcoming API and partner events, and we hope to see you soon. Thank you so much, everyone.
Muito obrigado.
Obrigado. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Thank
everyone.
you very much. Thank you.
Bye-bye. See you soon. Bye-bye.